Cute little doggy. Well, we all know about the great problem of kids being bullied at school, but what do you do if your child is being bullied? And what if your child is the bully? Danielle Matthew is the author of The Empowered Child, and she's a therapist by trade. And also, you were bullied as a child, Danielle?
I was. So I really know what it feels like for other kids to be in pain, and I get it.
And how impactful something at a young age you can carry with you.
Yeah, I have. It did for many years, and I talk about it a lot in my book, where I start from when I was a little girl to high school, and then how I conquered bullying for myself.
So how did you conquer it for yourself?
A lot of work on myself, a lot of therapy and self-esteem. I had to really work hard to get back to a good place again, because it was very hurtful. Yeah.
I feel like that movie with Julia Roberts right now, they keep showing that one clip where mom says, what I say matters most, not the others, you know, and I think that's important to believe what the people who love you have to say about you.
Yes.
Talk to me about the signs that we can be looking for that maybe our child is being bullied.
Yes, so one of the main signs that you want to look for is, I always say, a pattern of any of these signs. So one is decline of grades. That's a really huge one that I see a lot, is if the grades are going down in school. Social isolation. Kids used to be really outgoing and doing a lot of activities, and now they're in their room and depressed. And then also, if you see physical symptoms, are they coming home with any bruises or backpacks that are like torn up and they make excuses for it? Again, if you see a pattern of any of these main signs, then there could be a potential for
And I imagine there must be embarrassment for the child. They don't really want to go home and tell mom or dad this is happening. How do you open up that line of communication?
So in my book, I have something called the 3 E's: empathy, empowerment, and engagement. And we empathize with our kids, asking them how they're feeling, not telling them, but saying, how are you feeling about this? And then we empower kids by saying, how do you want to handle the problem? Because you're right, they're not children or little kids, and they probably want to do it themselves, which I really talk about in my book. And then we have engagement, which is what's the follow-up and consistency to the plan of action. We want to give a roadmap to parents of how to have the dialogue with their kids.
So you have some ideas as far as resolutions in the book?
Yes, and I give sample dialogues of that as well, and sample examples, so parents have a roadmap.
So what if we find out our child may be the bully? Or how can we tell that our child may be the bully here?
It depends. You might be hearing some of the things your kids are saying. If you're seeing their social media sites and they're acting like a bully on there. What we do for bullies is we want to empower them and positively to be good leaders in our community. And we don't want to start by just getting them in trouble. We want to help them actually be positive and show them good positive leadership instead of being negative. And that's a really good way. We're seeing a lot of studies say that that's very positive.
What takeaway do you want people to really get out of your book?
I want them to know that parents aren't alone out there, that there is steps that can be taken to really help families. And I believe children with knowledge, there's power for change, and for parents as well.
We feel like it's so much worse now just because of all the social media and so many different ways to reach people who, you know, you'd have to call them on a landline phone back in the day if you wanted to bother them. Do you think it's worse now, or do you think the mediums have just changed?
I think the mediums have changed, because we do have social media now. When I was a kid, there was nothing like that around, but now there is. So yes, things go into the abyss, as we call it, and we can't get it back with social media or cyberbullying, as we would call it.
All right, Danielle, the book is called The Empowered Child. You can find it on Amazon.com. A great resource for parents and a tough topic to tackle. So thank you for doing that for us and our kiddos.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
We'll be right back, Arizona.